Hi, my name is Priya Singh, and I am a college admissions counselor with Insight Consulting in Cupertino, California. And today we would love to talk about how to manage your stress and actually what causes stress while you're going through the college admission process. The reason I feel qualified to kind of talk about stress management at all is because I have over 30 years of background with holistic health healing. I have been in the yoga field for, like I said, over 35 years and teaching that for many, many years. Also in the allied industry of stress management, Ayurvedic care, holistic health care, working with students all through these past 30 years and also adults to kind of support them through physical and emotional crises. I feel that as with that background, I bring a lot of in-depth knowledge of how to support my students when I'm counseling them for college admissions, because whatever said and done, students kind of tend to be very stressed out during this phase of their life because one, they are actually in the senior year, first semester, which is hard. It's one of the hardest semesters. Second, they have to, in addition to the regular school year, add in their college admission process, the application process. There's a lot of pressure from peers, a lot of pressure from parents, from teachers. So this is overall a very hard time for students, and I feel that managing them at this stage is very critical. The reason we tend to get stressed essentially is because very many factors. It could be environmental, which will encompass starting from your desk. If your desk is very cluttered, your brain is going to feel cluttered because you're not able to see things clearly, or you're not able to kind of make sense of what's going on in your immediate space. Then coming to your room, if your room is very cluttered, then all you see is the mess. Whatever you see outside essentially kind of gets mirror imaged in your brain. So if you're seeing a messy room and a messy desk, then you are mirror imaging that to kind of reflect how you're feeling. That's one very basic thing. And then the second is, surprisingly, is your posture. Because when you're sitting in a slumpy fashion, you are kind of circumventing the flow of correct energy. So just taking a step back here and thinking about your entire physical body, if you think of how your body is structured, the main component of the body is your spine, and your energy runs through that spine. So, people kind of live totally fine without, they have hurt an arm or a leg, they live completely fine. If something happens to your spine, your energy gets blocked, or your thinking process gets kind of stopped. It's almost like putting a rubber band in a straw and thinking that, okay, well, I'll be able to suck up my boba now, but you can't, or it's limited. So keeping your body very straight and kind of understanding the minute you bend your neck, you're kind of stopping the flow of energy. So keeping your posture very long and straight is very important. That's part of the reason that we all get, issues in the neck, in the back, lower back, because especially now in COVID, we're sitting so much. All of us are constantly sitting around looking at a screen. And also to understand why that happens, because your vagus nerve runs parallel to your spine. It sort of begins in your head and goes all the way down. And when you breathe, your sympathetic and parasympathetic systems get energized with your breathing. So that would be my next suggestion, would be to understand breathing is whenever you are sitting for any prolonged period of time, 1 hour, 2 hours, 6 hours, doesn't matter. Every about 45 minutes, take about 5 minutes to deep breathe. And when I say deep breathe, I mean inhalation through the nose, going through the throat, through the chest, all the way down the belly. Make your belly big and large, like a long, slow inhalation. And then exhaling long and slow with your eyes closed, perhaps. No phones, of course, and no social media happening at that time. So keeping a quiet mind. So every 45 minutes, for 5 minutes, if you could just do about 10 to 15 long, slow breaths, it would really, really calm you down and keep you very focused. You could do that when you're driving, or you're in the bus, or anytime in the bathroom, while you're doing your shower. Anytime you can take the time out, about 6 to 7 times a day, go ahead and deep breathe like that. That is super, super helpful. The other thing that I think is very important while you're sitting on your desk and studying is physical exercise. There are many forms, and different students will want to do different things. Um, you could easily just maybe go for a jog around the block for 5 minutes to kind of de stress, or you could just in your room do some stretches, just open up your body a little bit, and then you could just even just lie down on the floor and just raise your legs a few times and twist around a little bit, essentially bringing in blood circulation so that you feel energized once again. The reason you feel kind of slow and tired most of the time is because the blood circulation kind of slows down in the body when you're sitting for so long and concentrating for so long. I promise you that you will feel so much better and so much focused after about maybe a week of doing these couple of practices. Decluttering your room, keeping your posture straight, deep breathing, and overall just kind of understanding that you're not the only one who's going through this. Every student is experiencing this anxiety at this specific stage in your life. So I would love to kind of in the end tell you that all of us are very, very capable of self-management and self-regulation. And that's really not a complicated thing. So as adults and as students, I think understanding the fact that your health and your sleep and your overall anxiety kind of rests in your hands. You don't have to do very many fancy things, but just stick with all the things that I've suggested today, and you will find a huge change in your life. If you're interested in this kind of stuff, please go ahead and visit our website at insighteducation.net, and we will keep sharing our videos. If you like this video specifically, please subscribe and like. And I'm so happy to go into specific topics on physical exercise and breathing, and share topics with you which are very specific.